leadership. So that's something else we talk quite a bit about on this podcast. And you served in the military and you've been in that role of having to be a leader. So I would just like to kind of get your input on, from a leadership standpoint, what you know now about mental health, mental fitness, nutrition, and just holistic care for yourself. What are some of the things that you've learned and some of the things that a good leader might want to tune into as they're not only taking care of themselves in that space, but taking care of those that they're responsible for?
Great question. So, being in the military, one of my favorite units, we had a saying that good units do the small things well. Okay. I was in the infantry and everyone wants to be a ranger, wants to be a Delta Force, wants to be special forces because that's the sexy stuff, right? What we learn and we preach is that we don't have to get into all this sexy stuff. If we simply do the simple things, the simple battle drills, the simple maintenance of yourself and your equipment, if we do those well, we win. Okay? Good units do the small things well so that the large things look grandiose. And I think that goes back to each individual. Do the small things. When we're working on our mental health, taking care of yourself, taking care of your weapons and your equipment were the three things you had to do as a young soldier. I remember, polishing boots. That was still a thing when I was in. But doing those small things, mental health practices, mindfulness every day. There's apps on your watch, but it's more important if you can take some time out of your day, 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, to sit, turn the lights off, light your favorite candle, and sit there in your space with yourself. Sit with it. Sit with your traumas. Sit with your challenges, and you will see those things multiply as you apply your attention to it. Your mind is a beautiful tool that can help to resolve any question, any problem that you have, and things will come to you. But you have to do those small things and do them consistently. Set an alarm. You'd be surprised how many alarms I have on my phone, Brian, for everything. Okay, but
Yeah.
small things: what you eat, what you drink, what you think, and look at those daily.
Great advice. Great advice. The small things. I think that's a key lesson that anyone who's been listening today can take away is really, and again, focusing on, as we talked about earlier, the input pieces of it, which are the small things. What can I do to make sure I eat better, that I get enough sleep, that I get some exercise, that I don't hang around with those people who are negative and those types of things. You have the power to dictate all of those things in your life. And that adds up to the big pie at the top, which is a healthier you, both physically, mentally, emotionally.